Hello guys, we're going to talk about a comedy fantasy film called The Change-Up from 2011. A lot of interesting things are waiting for you. Dave and Mitch used to be inseparable friends, but as they grew older, they grew apart. Dave is a decent family man who works for a company, and Mitch is a womanizer who continues to party and avoid the usual responsibilities of adulthood. One morning, Dave starts his day by changing his twins' diapers and keeping them out of trouble. After completing his chores, he has to hurry to work so as not to let his favorite boss down and justify his trust. At that moment, he gets a call from Mitch, who reminds him that they had agreed to meet. Starting the morning not with coffee, but with a fun vacation, Mitch meets his father, who announces another wedding and invites his son. But he is not ready to meet his stepmother. In the evening, the friends forget about their usual problems and drink, rejoicing in the victory of their favorite baseball team. On the way home, they sincerely envy each other's lives and dream of changing places. At some point, they urgently need to go to the bathroom, and they choose a fountain in the park. Mitch and Dave talk about how they would like to live each other's lives. At that moment, the power goes out in the city. Not giving it much thought, they go home. When Mitch wakes up after a night of drinking, he sees his friend's wife breastfeeding her babies. He is shocked by Jamie's frankness, but at some point he sees his reflection in the mirror, and it turns out that the men's cherished wish has come true, and they have switched bodies. In a hurry to share the news, Mitch goes home and tells Dave about it. Wanting to fix everything, the friends hurry to the fountain, but it turns out that it has been dismantled. Trying to find the source of all the trouble, they turn to the district administration, but bureaucratic difficulties do not allow them to resolve the issue. Dave can't find a place to sit, because in 45 minutes he has an important business meeting that he can't miss. If the deal falls through, the last 15 years of his life will be wasted. Mitch, trying to help his friend, agrees to negotiate, promising to use his acting talent. Knowing his friend's abilities, Dave asks him to simply hand over the folder to his business partners, as all the issues have already been resolved and only a few documents need to be signed. For the first time in a serious office, Mitch feels awkward in Dave's body. After meeting the beautiful Sabrina, he gains confidence, but during the negotiations, his Japanese colleagues have many questions about the work. Unsophisticated in law, Mitch fails in the negotiations and reassures his boss that it's his cunning plan and he has everything under control. At this time, Dave arrives on the set of a movie his friend has been dreaming about. It soon turns out that it's a light adult movie in which Mitch plays a brave young man who has fun with a mature couple. Dave is not ready for such a role, but the director motivates him to do everything in the script. Mitch comes to Dave's daughter's rehearsal and notices that another girl is insulting her. On the way home, he demands that the girl take more decisive action, because such antics need to be dealt with harshly. In the evening, the friends meet and share their impressions of the first day of body swapping. Unable to bear the failure, Dave decides to tell his wife, but she does not take it seriously. Then he asks her to ask him some personal questions that only her husband knows the answers to. It soon becomes clear that Mitch knows Jamie much better than expected. Saying goodbye, the friends give each other advice on intimacy and go home. Dave is calm because he and his wife have not had anything for a long time, and Mitch will not be able to seduce her. But he will have a harder time himself, because in the evening, he will have a hot and beautiful Tatiana over. Soon she visits Dave, but the man is embarrassed by her belly because she is 9 months pregnant. Meanwhile, Mitch sees his friend's wife in a beautiful bathrobe and hopes for a pleasant evening, but his dreams are quickly dispelled because after she leaves, he needs to open the window and ventilate the room. At night, the children do not sleep, and Jamie makes her husband go to calm them down. Mitch is not used to parental responsibilities and calls a friend for help. It turns out that Dave is also awake, but for a completely different, more piquant reason. The next day, Mitch visits his friend's family and sees that Jamie is upset. She has noticed that her husband has changed a lot lately and has started to withdraw from her. Dave believes that the reason is the body swap, but the problem has been going on for several years, not just a few days. Jamie loves her husband and is ready to do anything for him, but she is tired of his excessive work ethic, which makes him constantly forget about his family. Trying to fix everything, Dave teaches Mitch manners, tells him how to dress, how to communicate with his wife, and how to behave at work. Everything goes according to plan until the friends meet Sabrina. Dave has been dreaming about her for a long time, so Mitch uses his managerial position to force his assistant to go on a date with his friend. A little later, Mitch's father calls his friend and arranges a meeting in a cafe, unaware of the body swap. He talks about his feelings for his son and how important his parting words are to him. At the same time, the father does not see his son as a serious man because he is afraid of difficulties and does not follow through. Trying to prove his worth to himself and others, Mitch begins to change. He wakes up on time, buys everything on his wife's list, takes care of the children, and stabilizes the situation at work. During a concert performance, little Kara fights back against her abuser, which is admired not only by Mitch, but also by Dave's wife. As he observes his daily routine, he begins to appreciate his life. In the evening, he has a date with Sabrina, so Mitch can't do without his friend's help. He not only picks out a suit for him, but also helps him prepare for a possible night with the girl. When they meet for dinner, Dave is shy around Sabrina, but she admits that she came only because of her boss's order, but she is very hungry and does not mind having a drink. During dinner, the couple becomes closer and has fun, even getting commemorative tattoos. Saying goodbye, Sabrina admits that she was wrong and that the date was a success. She is looking forward to seeing him again. The next morning, Mitch and Dave receive a call from the administration informing them that the fountain has been found and that their friends can return to their bodies. However, they are in no hurry, as Mitch wants to prove his worth, and Dave hasn't had enough fun with his subordinate yet. Continuing to live in someone else's body, Mitch concentrates on his work and, like his friend, forgets about dating his wife. At the same time, he treats his business partners like an unapproachable girl and sells the company profitably, increasing its value by $100 million. After the deal, his boss appoints him to a new position and makes him his partner. During the gala evening, Mitch realizes that he has become too involved in his work and has forgotten about the most important thing, his family. Dave continues to have fun with Sabrina, and everything goes to the point where they make love. At some point, he notices a tattoo of a butterfly on the girl's body and recalls how his daughter showed him a similar drawing. After canceling the date, Dave rushes to the official event and kisses his wife. Everyone is shocked, and only Jamie realizes that his friends were not lying. Deciding to return to their own bodies, Dave and Mitch rush to the fountain, which has been moved to a large shopping center. The friends are shy and don't want to pee in the fountain in front of everyone, but there is no other way out. Having aroused the public's interest, they cross their water jets and ask for everything to be returned to the way it was. At some point, the lights go out and the friends disappear too. In the morning, Dave wakes up in his own body, happily kissing his wife and spending time with his children. Mitch also regains consciousness and is happy that their ordeal is finally over. Meeting Sabrina on the doorstep, he offers her a second date and rushes to his father's wedding to support him on this happiest day. A month later, Dave and Jamie celebrate their anniversary, and they are finally much happier, while Mitch is still dating Sabrina and wants to create a strong and happy family with her. At this sweet moment, this movie ends, but it does not end the adventures of the two friends.